Hello, this is Tony Heller from RealClimateScience.com, setting the record straight about science. People on the political left are very angry about South Dakota. Governor Kristi Noem made sure that the state never locked down, never mandated masks, and they never took a serious economic hit. And South Dakota has one of the lowest COVID-19 death rates in the country. South Dakota showed that tyranny is not a useful tool for pandemics, and this makes the left extremely angry. This graph shows the weekly influenza-like illnesses in South Dakota over the last few years. The yellow line represents 2020, and you can see that they never had a spike of influenza-like illnesses during the COVID-19 pandemic. All of this good news makes Rachel Maddow very angry. The Attorney General of South Dakota reported that he hit a deer in his car, but a man's body was found near where the accident occurred, so there's some suspicion that he may have hit the person instead of a deer. So Rachel Maddow tweeted, "Another day in the totally normal South Dakota state government." She would consider normal to be places like New York and New Jersey, where they sent thousands of sick people into nursing homes and killed tens of thousands of grandmothers and grandfathers. And in doing so, Democratic governors created the highest death rates in the world. But South Dakota had a very low death rate and a lack of tyranny, and for Rachel Maddow, that's simply not normal. Every August, South Dakota holds a huge biker rally at Sturgis. Hundreds of thousands of bikers come in. This threatened to destroy the whole COVID-19 narrative, so people on the left thought they should make up some lies about it. So someone did a study claiming that the Sturgis rally caused 250,000 coronavirus cases. Let's look now at the U.S. daily case graph. The Sturgis rally occurred during this time frame in the first half of August, and since then the number of cases in the U.S. has dropped off sharply. I'm simply not seeing the claimed 250,000 case spike caused by the Sturgis rally. The author of the study claimed that he tracked the cell phone records of hundreds of thousands of people. So the first question is, how did he get access to those records? Anyway, let's look at his first graph. The gray region represents the dates of the Sturgis rally. And you can see that right after the rally, there was a spike in COVID-19 cases in South Dakota. And the dashed blue line is what he modeled the number of cases should have been without the Sturgis rally. In other words, the author just made some numbers up. We're going to look in a minute and see if his assumption is correct. This map shows what he learned from looking at people's cell phone records, which he never should have had access to. The dark blue areas show where most of the bikers came from: Southern California, Arizona, Las Vegas, Colorado, and parts of western Wyoming. So the vast majority of the bikers would have come right through where I live in Cheyenne, Wyoming, on Interstate 25 or Interstate 80. And we can also see that not a lot of bikers came down from North Dakota or from the east through Iowa. Now let's look at how the surrounding states did. South Dakota had a spike for a while, which has come back down. But North Dakota also had a big spike, which never came down. And Iowa had a similar spike to South Dakota. So South Dakota's neighbors, North Dakota and Iowa, also had big spikes, which had nothing to do with the Sturgis rally. And the huge number of bikers which came through Wyoming didn't cause any spike here at all. So the author's base assumption, the dashed blue line of what should have been going on, is flawed. There's something else going on which also hit North Dakota and Iowa. The authors made a fundamental correlation as causation error when they saw that the number of cases increased after the Sturgis rally. But the cause of this increase is probably largely due to the fact that they did a lot more testing to monitor the effects of the rally. The reality is that South Dakota shows nothing unusual in their influenza-like illnesses for this year. South Dakota has no COVID-19 signature in their illnesses. This whole study was completely fake. But it gave Rachel Maddow one more excuse to complain about South Dakota's lack of tyranny. And there's nothing that leftists hate more than free, happy, and healthy people. Toto, on the other hand, likes to run free, which reminds me that I need to take him and Kyrie for a walk. You can visit Toto on the web at realclimatescience.com.